on July 1st, the landscape of college sports will officially change forever as schools will start paying players through revenue sharing. It is something we knew was coming for a while after settlements in 3 lawsuits between athletes who wanted to be paid and the NCAA.
So schools in the power conferences, the ACC, the SEC, the Big Ten, they have the Big 12 as well. They've all agreed to spend roughly $20.5 million on their athletes. But a lot of people say the fight does not end there. Whitney Harding joins us now. It's a step in the direction we all knew this was going to go.
Right.
But clearly there's a lot further to go.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those lawsuits are settled, but more could be filed over things like Title IX or how much money to be paid to as a group, individuals, those sorts of things. Remember, there are more than 190,000 Division I student athletes at 365 Division I universities. An expert I spoke with said it all hinges on one topic: collective bargaining.
Everyone is seeing it's a very, very, very incomplete solution.
Jim Cavale is a former college athlete who now is on a mission to represent current college athletes. He started the organization athletes.org, a group that aims to help the players amplify their voices, help them make financial or other major decisions, and find ways to maximize their now income.
We're further along than anyone in history at actually organizing college athletes and operating a players association where we serve them with benefits.
Jim and many others believe that the future of college sports is like professional sports, players associations coming to the table to collectively bargain contracts, basically unionize.
And collective bargaining is quite the political issue in states that are right-to-work states where they're scared of the UAW or fill-in-the-blank union. This is different. The governors and the presidents need to understand that collective bargaining works in every major multi-billion-dollar sports and entertainment business in America. And it's the only way you can set rules that can be enforced without lawsuits.
And until that happens, we can expect to see more lawsuits stemming from this recent settlement, pushing for players to become employees.
Because there's still not going to be any transfer rules. There'll be no free agency rules. There'll be no compensation rules. Matter of fact, it's still going to be pay-for-play deals disguised as NIL endorsement deals, but now between the school and the athlete post-settlement. The cost of doing nothing can outweigh the cost of doing something and collectively bargaining all these rules so we can have a real structure to college athletics.
All right, now let's fast forward to the future. A few more years from now, the expert you met in that story, Jim Cavale, says college football, he believes, is going to split off from the other sports, become its own entity, collectively bargain on its own, because here's the thing. College football is the second most watched sport in the United States behind only NFL.
Yeah.
And so including all the other professional sports, but it doesn't make as much money as those other professional sports because they can't go as one entity to these media companies or things like that because they're going by conferences.
Right.
So now imagine, way in the future, college football is its own thing, and they are doing that collective bargaining just as college football. That is where he sees this going.
Unionization, I think, is a fascinating topic because it's how do you do it? If you do it on a national level, on a conference level, on a school by school level, how do you elect local leadership, sport by sport? It's exactly right. And we're both Olympic sports people. Like when you think about how does Olympic sports unionization work? I don't understand, but I mean, great conversation, but wild.
It's an interesting conversation and one we're going to be having more of.
It's going to be a continued conversation for sure. Whitney, thank you so much.